What's up everyone, welcome back to my top 10 setups of the day series. Before we get started, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more of these amazing setups. Kicking off our list with a setup that's a little bit simplistic but still looks amazing, we've got this build from Creation Matrix that comes with a gaming cat included. That desk is made from a Calby countertop in a nice dark natural wood colour, paired with dark grey or green Alex drawers and a Lerberg trestle legs. We've got a single monitor setup with an Asus VG27Q monitor, but they do have a very small Lenovo Google Home that some might consider a little mini monitor. In that NZXT H210i case on the right, they've got a Ryzen 2600X and an RTX 2060. This setup definitely has the potential to be amazing, but I think it definitely needs some upgrades in terms of lighting and decor. Our next setup comes to us from University Dropout, who's got this insane build that seems perfect for dealing with stocks. We're looking at a total of 4 monitors, which are expertly mounted with the incredibly impressive Vivo Quad freestanding monitor mount. Below the desk you can spot the OP's PC, which looks to be incredibly long. I'm not sure if it's a camera angle or if that's just what the PC is. The super long case is the NZXT H510 Elite, and whilst its length might look a little bit weird, it provides more than enough room for whatever parts that you're putting into it. Honestly, one of the best parts of this whole build is that awesome view out of the windows of this studio apartment, and whilst you can occasionally get some glare from the sun coming through, it's definitely worth it for that amazing view and the natural light that you get. Next up, we've got this awesome starter setup from FiveYard, who's really knocked it out of the park with their first ever battle station. They've got a single monitor setup with a nice wide monitor that floats above the desk with the help of a North Bayou F100A monitor mount. Below that, you'll notice a Kmove Snowfox 61 keyboard and a very nice pair of Edifier R1700 BT speakers. In that tiny PC on the right, we've got an AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, an Asus ROG Strix B550-i, Corsair 32GB of 3600MHz RAM, a GB RTX 3080 Vision, Corsair Platinum NVMe's, and ID Cooling SE224XT, and that adorably small Cooler Master NR200P case. For being their first setup, this is a super impressive build from FiveYard, and I'm very excited to see what else they go on to make. Our next setup was submitted by HarryZidlan and easily has some of the best natural lighting that we've seen on the channel. That gorgeous wooden corner desk is sat right in front of the windows, allowing for some incredible natural light to come through. And again, this does allow for some monitor glare, but based off the photo it doesn't look too bad. Speaking of monitors, they've got a dual monitor with an Apple monitor and an LG 49-inch 4K ultrawide. Below that, we're looking at a matching keyboard and mouse in the form of Logitech MX keys and Logitech MX Master 3. The OP's PC is set in front and centre and is using the super popular NZXT H510 Elite case that we see very frequently, and is housing a mad 3900 XT CPU, an RTX 2080 Super GPU, an MSI B550 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi motherboard, and 64GB of G.Skill Trident C Neo RAM. Whilst I really like the PC itself, I'm not crazy about where it's placed, and I would like to see it possibly stored under the desk or on an adjacent table. At our number 6 spot today, we're looking at a super minimalistic setup from unnamed number 1. For monitors, they're using LG and Samsung, with one being a 27-inch 4K monitor, and the other being a 34-inch ultra-wide Quad HD monitor. On their horizontal monitor, you'll notice they're using one of the increasingly popular screen bars, with this one being the Xiaomi Mi Heart display lamp. Below the monitors, we've got a keyboard that we don't see really too often in the form of an M60A keyboard, sitting on top of an IKEA Rizla desk mat. But I have to say it looks great with the other peripherals, and it really works with the minimalist aesthetic. On either side of the display, they're rocking a pair of PreSonus Eris E3.5 studio monitors that not only look great but sound amazing. All of this fantastic gear is sitting on a desk that we've never actually seen before, the Korean Goode desk. All of this fantastic gear is sitting on a desk that we've never actually seen before, the Korean Goode desk. Our next setup comes from NPluck, who's got this adorable and simplistic pink setup. They're using a single monitor setup with an Asus VZ27AQ monitor that matches nicely with their mic and boom arm. Below the monitor is an adorable matching punk gaming keyboard and mouse. Whilst this setup doesn't have a lot of gear, it really excels when it comes to decoration with that cute pink calendar, the plants and the ukulele up on the wall. At our number 4 slot, we're looking at a dark and edgy build from And That's Alright. They're using a dual monitor setup and they've even got a screen bar attached to the top monitor. On the desk we're looking at a GK61XS keyboard on an FPS MooPod extended gaming mousepad, a Wave 3 with a blue compass mic arm, and an Elgato Stream Deck. This setup really utilises some fantastic lighting to keep the build dark and moody without being so dark that it puts a strain on your eyes. In a complete opposite vibe to our last setup, this build from Jesims is super light and bright. The large monitor is being powered by the MacBook Pro in the corner, and it's also connected to that Keychron K8 keyboard with the glorious wooden handrest. Off to the side you can also notice a set of Sony WH-1000 XM4 headphones. All of this gear is being held on a Linmon desk with Alex straws from IKEA. Our second to last spot on the list features this colourful pastel build from Exhibition Art. That rainbow coloured PC on the right features an Intel Core i9, Asus ROG Maximum 12 Hero Wi-Fi, Asus ROG Strix 3080, and a Corsair Vangus Pro RGB 3600 32 Go, all tucked inside a Lian Li Dynamic XL in white. On the desk we're looking at two Asus PG258Q monitors, with one being turned vertically, and below that they're using a Kask Logitech G733 white headset, a Tapis glorious white mousepad, and an Elgato Stream Deck. This setup makes fantastic use of light RGB that isn't too stressful on the eyes and helps create a super peaceful and productive work and gaming environment. In first place today is this setup from Wagyu Eat Gwent with a super clean and modern build. They're rocking the classic NZXT H510i case, which is incredibly popular and matches super well with the desks. We've got two Asus monitors, with one being turned vertically, as well as a Razer mouse and keyboard, and a nice pair of Philips headphones. Up on the walls they're using nanoleaf lights for decoration in a really cool X formation, as well as a variety of neat Cyberpunk 2077 posters. And that is the end of the list today. Check out the description for a list of a lot of the gear that I've mentioned in the video. If you want to see more of these incredible setups, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on so that you don't miss the next episode. Leave a comment down below on which setup you think should have been number 1.